and that's extremely important. Search and you'll find. Uh, Sometimes the truth is harder than the lie itself, and some people they can't take the truth. And when I say by truth is, make sure you get your facts straight. Make sure the truth is what the truth is, instead of a lie or deception or something that might be or would be or could be. Make sure you take the truth with a grain of salt, and make sure it's important that you know the truth and accept the truth. And when 34,000 children die each year from starvation and disease, you should already know by now that there is very much something wrong with our reality and our civilization. That if we can't feed people all over the world, there's a problem with that. But apparently, we waste food. We throw food out. We think food is just a uh, thing that can just be created out of thin air. We can just eat a few bites of it. Oh, I don't like this piece of food. Ew. And you throw it in the trash. That's our society. That's how we act. That's how we react to this environment. If we don't like something, we eat it. We take a few bites and throw it in the trash. And it's still very good food, by the way. And someone else that's living in a tent or living on the streets who is starving to death. Why? Because they don't have money to access food. That is our problem. Food, water, and electricity. This civilization, we should be living. Those are the first three things that people need the most: food, water, electricity. Those should be free to everybody or have access from everybody. If we can't feed the planet, if we can't make sure that people have electricity, people can't flourish. They can't grow. They can't evolve. And they can't learn anything. Why do you think so many people are trapped in their situations in life? Because they're so restricted. I think a lot of people have no idea how restricted people are in our society. I really want people to be free. Freedom is something that so many people need to experience for themselves. And the more freedom that you gain, the more freedom you start getting, it's like an addiction a little bit. Freedom is like an addiction. Once you get a little bit of freedom, you want more of it. And it's that driving force that will drive within your heart. Once you get a taste of it, you don't want to go back to being restricted. Um, I'm sorry to say that for a lot of people, but they do not want to be restricted. Yeah. The one thing when people lose their jobs, you know, being unemployed, one thing I found out for being unemployed is that you're more free than you're much more free than you were when you're going to work because you're not restricted in a way that you have to be forced to do a job that you don't like. You see what I'm saying? Um, Now, if you're able to choose what you want to do, that would be nice, but you can't really choose much because everything evolves around money. And if you don't have access to money, you don't have access to the necessities of life. And that's the most difficult thing in our world. There's nothing wrong with a monetary system, okay? It's the fact is everything's trying to people are out there trying to make a buck or two. They're trying to make some sort of profit. So when they're trying to make profit, they're trying to charge everything you can find out a way to make profit. That's the system. That's the incentive. People are trying to find ways to make money, even trying to gamble money away, like in betting on horses. I mean, we're just trying to come up with all these ideas what we can do about money, how we can make money, how we can do this. That's why we need to get off of money. You can't come up with new ideas uh, to make money. Kind of like the stock market. People have investments in bonds and stocks and they got all this money in their stocks. It could be Apple or Microsoft or whatever. Uh, it's just another another idea to try to make more money off of more money. Yeah, that's the whole idea. It's just a game. And the game itself is affecting millions of people, actually billions of people. So the game is affecting everybody on the planet while we continue to play the game. I think a lot of people don't understand the really horrible thing about a monetary system. Uh, but it's like we're affected on our daily lives. You have to go to the food market or to the grocery store, get your fruits and vegetables, and make sure you're cooking your dinner. But those fruits and vegetables, you ever wonder why all the food is more expensive than all the processed food is? You ever wonder why that is? You know, it's all about profit, everybody. Making sure that people are unhealthy, unfit, so that way the big pharmaceutical companies can sell you more drugs if you're sick. Make sure that you're going to the hospital, you're paying uh, more money into the insurance companies, and make sure they raise your premiums. And it's all about money, everybody. It's all about a game of barter, and that's all we have. Now, what if we just share the entire planet with the entire world population? It might be one of those radical ideas. It might be, well, how is that ever possible? Because everybody's out for themselves. Everybody's all selfish. I think it really comes down to education. It really does come down to education and moral values. And what is valuable to you? Is freedom more valuable than owning things, or is what owning things are more valuable than freedom? And when I'm talking about freedom, I'm talking about freedom of scarcity, freedom where you can choose what you need to use so you can grow and evolve and better yourself, or do you just want to clutter your home with all kinds of junk, put more cars in your garage when you can barely fit anything in your garage, because you probably have all kinds of more clutter in your garage, where maybe you could put more TVs up on your roof and inside your, well, not on your roof, but on your ceiling. Some people put their TVs on their ceiling, or their walls or whatever. Who needs more stuff like that? Unless you're trying to replace something old, let's say an old TV or a new TV or an old cell phone. Uh, yeah, technology is going to evolve and advance more and more. But what about the people that don't have anything? What about the people who are living in tents? They can't afford a nice TV on their ceiling, the vault wall, because they live in a tent. You know, it just really gets me how some people don't see the actual reality that we all live in. The monetary system is a fake system. It's a game that we all play with the money that's within our bank accounts, our wallets, and it's all artificial, it's all fake. Okay? Once people begin to realize this, once they realize the illusion, the world around them begins to open up. You start seeing things in a different light. You start seeing the world like, wow, this is all an illusion. Everything's all artificial. But what if we can create a better future? What if we can create a better world? A better civilization? What if it's actually possible? What if we can get off of money? And it's like, of course we can. Anything is possible if we all put our minds together. I'm sure we can come up with something. But when people that are super rich, that have all the wealth and resources, who are living at the top of the bar, who are making all the money and hoarding all the wealth and the materials and the resources, they're the people that we have to deal with right now. It's like the gap between the rich and the poor is growing larger every day. And to that gap needs to, I mean, change when everybody else needs to be on the same level. There shouldn't have somebody making $500,000 a year, right? When somebody can't even make $5,000 a year. I mean, come on now. Why does someone need to make $500,000 a year? Why does someone have to make $100,000 a year? I'm sure if we just helped everybody made about $50,000 a year, everyone on the planet, there will still be enough money and enough resources, enough stuff to go around for everybody. Apparently, that monetary system does not work that way because people don't get $50,000 a year just for being alive. I'm saying just for being alive. That wouldn't make much sense, okay? Because the monetary system doesn't